Chapter 5 Sideshow Sit-Down. Inside the funhouse, 1936, night. Suddenly, the entire room lights up like a Christmas tree, revealing the high walls and ceiling all covered in scaffolding. Not to mention a whole lot of thugs positioned around the scaffolding, each one armed with rifles, and aiming down upon the group of masked men below from their vantage point. Suddenly, the doors beside them burst open, and about a dozen more thugs rush into the room and position themselves around the masked men. They are wearing what look like body armor that is more advanced for this time period than Spidey had noticed, and they are covering them from all sides with their advanced weapons. Amongst the sharpshooters above him, Spidey and Shadow recognize Fancy Dan, Montana, and Ox looking down at them with smug expressions.
Well, fancy seeing you here. Friend of yours?
I would have thought we all ran in the same circle.
I ain't forgotten what happened at the bridge, but it looks like...
Quit your flapping, you mook.
The smooth-talking crook cowers away slightly from the larger gangster standing beside him. This guy, Spidey notices, is wearing a black pinstripe suit with a red shirt and black tie, which is surprising since he can't take his eyes off this man's face.
You guys can't see this, but dude, I thought Goblin was ugly.
To say that this gangster's face is gruesome would be an understatement. His face looks contorted and rough. Wrinkles completely cover his large forehead. Not to mention his head in general looks as if a piano had fallen on top of it. The crown of his head is completely flat from what Spider-Man can see.
Joseph Lorenzini, or should I call you?
Hammerhead.
The gang boss sneers at the remark and then kneels down to pick up a pair of Thompson submachine guns in each hand. He takes aim at Spidey's group and opens fire. Quickly, everyone except Shadow ducks as the bullets rain down over their heads and narrowly miss some of the other thugs too. After a minute or so, Hammerhead ceases fire and allows Spider-Man and the others to stand back up.
Yeah, let's not upset the man with a pair of machine guns.
He looks over to Shadow, who has remained standing throughout the whole thing.
Did you just stare down that gunfire?
He wasn't trying to kill us. It's a feeble attempt at intimidation.
Next time I'll drop you where you're standing if you call me Hammerhead again.
How about Hammy?
Do not waste your breath on banter Spider-Man. You still have a task at hand.
So, you're the wise guy that's been poking into the boss's business. Me and the boys here don't take too kindly to that sort of thing.
You tell him, Hammerhead.
What did I just say?
Sorry, Hammerhead. I mean...
In a burst of rage, Hammerhead swings one of his guns and strikes Ox in the back of the head. Both Montana and Fancy Dan laugh at Ox's expense, but are quickly silenced by a menacing glare from their boss. While back down below, Spider-Man takes the time to examine his surroundings, looking for a weakness to exploit, during which something catches his attention. Spidey notices that one particular thug seems out of place. He stands a little further back from the group, as if trying to keep out of everyone's line of sight. Also, he is a bit shorter and less bulkier than the rest of Hammerhead's men. Unlike the other thugs who wear only flat caps, this one is also wearing a red bandana around his face like a bandit, so Spidey can only see his eyes. Also, the coat he is wearing looks far too big for him. In fact, he notices a blood stain on his collar.
In case you're wondering, why haven't these goons picked up on this? It's because I highly doubt these guys were hired for their brainpower. But it won't matter if we all end up in wooden overcoats. Look at that. I've gone native.
Enough of this.
He manages to regain the mobsters' attention from their in-fight squabbling and back onto him.
I demand answers, Lorenzini. Where's your master? Where is Goblin?
You must be crazy if you think I'll just tell you that. You, on the other hand, insect boy.
Spiders aren't insects.
I was talking to the other bug, you mook.
Huh. Never thought I'd hear that.
I'll get to you and your friend in a minute.
You want to talk to me?
Yeah, the boss heard of you and your driver, pal. See, he's looking into branching out west, and you might just be perfect to help him out. See, the last guy was a little uncooperative, and the boss was a little disappointed.
On that note, Ox removes a bag from his shoulder and throws it down below where it lands right at Hornet's feet. Cautiously, he kneels down and opens it. The stench that suddenly emerges is so bad that Spider-Man can smell it from where he is standing.
Dude, what's that smell? It's worse than Nova's feet.
Paul Rika.
Goblin wants you to be the new head of the Chicago outfit, since Rika can't get his back.
The whole place explodes in a roar of laughter as Hornet closes the bag and kicks it to one side. As he stands back up, Spidey can't help but notice that Hornet is fiddling with something behind his back.
Will it be, Hornet? You answer to the boss and get to run Chicago as you like? Or do I have to ask the next guy?
He raises his hand, signaling his thugs down below to take aim at the costumed men.
I'll give you to the count of 5. Ox!
1, 2...
Spider-Man looks round at the odd company he finds himself with. Green Hornet was still acting shifty while his partner is scanning around the room, as if trying to look for a way out.
3... what comes after that?
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
Realizing that they are running out of time, Spider-Man looks over to the Shadow, who is looking surprisingly calm for someone staring down a firing squad. But before Spider-Man can say anything to him, he hears Shadow's echoey voice inside his head once more.
Get ready, Spider-Man.
Get ready for what exactly? Eventually this guy's gonna reach 5 and...
Before he can finish, Spidey notices the strange thug from earlier looking straight at him down the sight of his rifle. He is also very surprised when a thug unexpectedly winks at him.
Did that guy just...
4... 6...
Where'd you learn to count?
Hey, Hammerhead!
The menacing mobster growls out loud at the sound of that name and looks down at Hornet.
Tell your boss I don't work for freaks!
Hammerhead lets out a yell and draws his Tommy guns. Following this, his men ready themselves to fire. However, Green Hornet raises his hand over his head and throws at the ground some sort of pellets. As they strike the ground, they release a green-colored smoke screen that quickly engulfs the entire room. Blinded and disoriented, panicking thugs start to fire randomly in all directions. Before the smoke grows too thick, Spider-Man notices the thug that winked at him drop his rifle and draw a pair of revolvers.
Hit the deck!
Not needing to be told twice, Spider-Man throws himself to the floor. He sees Shadow do the same, but both Hornet and Kato are still in the line of fire. So he quickly fires his web shooters at the two of them, hitting them square in the back and pulling them to the ground just in the nick of time, as a series of gunfire can now be heard. Though the smoke is thick, Spider-Man can still make out the twin revolver-wielding thug thanks to the flash of his weapons. Wherever this was, he seems to move surprisingly fast. One moment he is at one side of the room, then the next he is at the other end, firing his revolvers as he does so. From up above, Spider-Man can hear Hammerhead shouting at the top of his lungs.
What's going on down there? I can't see a thing!
Soon the gunfire ended. Then out of the smoke, a handful of shurikens fly out of the smoke and strike the ropes binding the scaffolding above. It had all started to come apart, causing some of the sharpshooters, including Hammerhead and Fancy Dan, to fall to the ground along with Spider-Man and the others. Those who are still up top, like Montana and Ox, have started to open fire down into the smoke. However, they are soon met with returning fire, coming from Shadow down below. He hits his intended targets, leaving Montana and Ox to run for it out of the top exit. Meanwhile, back down amongst the green smoke, Spider-Man has begun knocking down thugs left and right.
I punch you!
After knocking out one thug, he can hear someone sneaking up behind him. He spins round, ready for the attack, only to be met with Green Hornet, pointing his gun right in his face. For what seems like an eternity, the two of them just stand there staring at each other.
Strange. This guy isn't setting off my spidey sense. Usually that's not a good thing.
Suddenly, Hornet adjusts his aim, and he fires a round straight past Spider-Man's head and strikes a thug trying to jump him.
But that doesn't appear to be the case.
See you around. Kato, let's go.
And on that note, he disappears into the smoke. Before Spider-Man can do anything to stop him, his spider sense goes off like crazy. Hearing something fast running behind him, Spider-Man performs a backflip and avoids Hammerhead's signature headbutt, followed by a loud crash. By then, Hornet's smoke screen starts to wear off, and Spidey can see the room a bit more clearly. Nearly all the thugs are lying dead on the ground, with the exception of a few stragglers who are being taken down by Shadow. Spider-Man looks around and sees Hammerhead pulling his head out of the wall and looking right at him.
The boss is gonna hear about this.
He then runs in the opposite direction towards one of the exits. Midway, he sees the revolver-wielding thug fighting Fancy Dan at the exit door.
Coming through.
He leans his head forward and butts the unsuspecting thug in the gut and tosses him over his head like a bull, sending him flying into the air.
Wait for me, boss!
Spider-Man is forced to watch them escape as he jumps into the air and catches the thug in his arms and lands safely on the floor, lowering the thug to the ground.
Are you alright?
Worried, Spider-Man takes off the thug's hat and mask to check if he's alright. After removing them, he realizes that this thug wasn't a thug at all, but...
A girl!
The young Native American girl groans as she struggles to regain consciousness. Still shocked with this realization, Spidey fails to see Shadow approach them after finishing off the last of the thugs. He takes a quick look at the girl before turning to Spider-Man.
We need to leave, now!
What about her?
Bring her back to the sanctum. We need answers.